Hello. Your stickers went out today. I think it was stickers. I'm not really 100% certain. I can't remember. There were so many. Oh, hello, hello, hello. I had a tough day today, man. I worked in the garden. It was a lot easier when I was 50 years old. Oh, man. Oh, just so tough. So I got some news today, some events, and some a very interesting thing happened to me today. Well, I'll wait till it's 7 o'clock because there's hello. There's no, make sure everybody that's supposed to be on at 7. I want to be considerate of them. How'd you like? Did you see the video of the store that I go to, Circle 330? Man, they have so many boxes, but wow, the price is right. Hey, Batman, what up? What up? Like I talk like that. I said, hey, Wiki Pie. I did say hi before, but I didn't acknowledge your name. Excellent. My nose is itching. That means I'm going to be ripping some gum. My nose is itching. So yeah, I'm going to wait till. Oh, here we can start on this. I'm not sure what's going to be in the giveaway. Who knows? Or maybe it's going to. I was thinking about all the stuff that I ripped last week, putting that in the giveaway, like that card, and that card, and that card, and that card. Oh, this one I bought. And that card. Yeah, I'll probably do that. That's a double rare. That almost doesn't count. So I'll probably do nice cards in this giveaway. But here's to enter. Hold on, I don't want to mess anything up here. To enter the new giveaway, which will be concerning today, just say 552, 522. Sorry about that. 522 on any video or short by 9 p.m. So you have 2 hours and 5 minutes. And you could, I would say it on 2. This way, in case one doesn't get through, it's crazy what happens. It's crazy. Oh boy. So 522. Their Tyranitar is your chase. Good luck. Boy, I was busy today. I went shopping. I went shopping twice this week. I might have to get a job. Hey, Lava Sarah, how you doing? I might have to get a job. Hey, Sir Psyduck. Let me see. What did I get? I can't remember what I got. Let's wait till 7 o'clock when everybody's on. Yeah, I have a drink here. I actually have one of these too. I don't drink a lot of this. This is one of those really small ones. I don't drink a lot of soft drinks, but for some reason I wanted to, just from working in the yard today out in the sun. Man, I worked in the yard for about 2 hours. I came in and slept for about 2 hours. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Monica. I love that. I love that image of a thank you that guy of a turtle drinking water. Do turtles drink? I don't know. I have drinks down below. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I probably have about 10 drinks and the big boy. I drink a lot, but for my kidney, I only have one kidney. For my, notice I said kidney, not kidneys. So we got 3 minutes. Wow, that's nice. A booster bundle of Chaos Rising. Excellent. Yeah, I had a very interesting thing happen to me today. My sweetheart and I went out for lunch. We went out for actually brunch. We didn't have a breakfast, so we went out for a late breakfast, but it was actually lunchtime. And there were 3 guys sitting at a table next to me, and I'll tell you that story. I'll start it at 7 o'clock. It's still 3 minutes, and it's pretty interesting. So I guess coming up in New York in July is a place called maybe Fanatics in the Javits Center, and I think I'm going to be going there. So maybe I'll live stream from there. That would be pretty cool. I have to learn how to live stream on my cell phone and get the right attachment that sits on my chest. So as I'm looking at something, it's looking at the same thing. Yeah. I'm gonna give those cards. Yeah, I'm gonna give those cards away. Here they are again, except for this one. That's just a double rare. Iono, Tyranitar, Raichu, Gothita. I like this card. I thought this was a very pretty card. I saw it in the store and said, "Wow, I got to buy that." And I'm not. Is this Spiro or Fletchender? I'm betting. We should ask Sir Psyduck. He might know because it's part of his family. Just a very interesting thing happened to me in that diner today. Hello, Sean. I sent out a lot of mail today. I sent out about I went to the post office 2 times today. Anytime I get one of these, that's a lot of mail going out. So I was busy shopping this week. We still got another minute before I got to turn this AC off here. Put it on fan only. It was I don't want it to get cool. Man, I'm getting cool here. Fletchender. Yeah. You've never mailed anything in your life? Hello, Fire Lizard. Is it 7 o'clock? It is 7 o'clock. So let's show you today. I got this. I got this. I got these. But check this out. Here's a bag. The next giveaway, which is going to start next Sunday, I think I'm going to have it as an Ascended Heroes. I'm going to get an Ascended Heroes ETB, but check this out. So this is the Mega Meganium Ascended Heroes. Mega Meganium, is that how you say that? And there's also this one. Mega Feraligatr Ascended Heroes. And there's also this one, Mega Emboar Ascended Heroes. So I think, and that has a 3D, the big card's a 3D card. They all 3D? Let me look. Yeah. Oh, they're all 3D. Oh, that's cool. Yep. They're all 3D. So that's what I'm going to do the next giveaway. I'm going to make it Ascended Heroes. I'm going to get an ETB, and I'll get probably a booster bundle. And if I can find any other good premium boxes, I'll get them. I was just surprised that the store had all 3 of these. So I figured I better jump on it. And for everybody that doesn't know, I just want to show you, this is a part of the Crown Zenith giveaway. This is a picture frame. So you can actually hang the 4 promos on a wall. It's simplified Chinese, whatever the heck that means. because it's not simplified to me. So I was in a diner called Matthews here in maybe Hohokus, New Jersey, the town over from me. And there were three guys sitting at a table. We were at a table. They were in a booth. And it was an African-American, an Indian, and a Caucasian. So, and they were, obviously buddies. They were having a good time. So one of them got up to take a picture with their cell phone. So, the guy gets up and does this, click. And I got up and went over to the table and said, hey, guys, do you want me to get a picture of the three of you? And they said, yeah, sure. So I went and I went like this, but I took a picture of me first, like making a stupid face, like, and then I took a picture of them. And then my sweetheart, in her ultimate wisdom, said, he's a YouTuber. And the one guy goes, you are? I said, yeah, for Pokemon. He goes, you're kidding. He goes, do you collect sports cards? I said, oh, yeah, I have a lot of sports cards. I was born in 52, so I've been collecting Topps cards since the 60s. He goes, I'm a vice president at Topps. I'm like, wow, what do you do? He goes, I handle all the big accounts that we have, like Costco, Amazon, Target, any big company that sells sports cards. So that was his job. So that was pretty cool. I talked to him for a little while. I went over and our breakfast showed up. So I went over and got it. And I'm sitting down and he gets up and walks out. And he comes back in 2 minutes later and he walks over to the table and goes, here, this is for you. And he gives me this. Now that's Mufasa and Scar. Those are from the Lion King. And it's numbered to 99. Okay? And then one of his accounts that he deals with inside Topps is Topps Now. I don't know if you know what Topps Now is. It's a special little, when something happens special, say somebody pitches a no-hitter tonight, they're going to make Topps Now cards for that no-hitter. So he gave me this. And this is a guy's name is Munetaka Murakami. This is his first card, his rookie card on opening day this year. Now you say, who is this guy? Who is this guy? I'll tell you who he is. Do you know who Aaron Judge is? The baseball player from the Yankees he's led the major leagues in home runs the last 4 or 5 years. Aaron Judge. Well, right now, Aaron Judge has 16 home runs and 30 RBIs. So he's off to a good start. 16 home runs and 30 RBIs. This guy right now has 17 home runs and 33 RBIs. So we're looking at probably the rookie of the year. And he just gave me these two cards out of the blue, being nice, because I try to be nice to everybody until you're an idiot to me, and then I try to be an idiot back to you. But just being nice, bye, Engineer Mike. Just trying to be nice to people. I met a VP from Topps, and I said, well, when I come to the Fanatics, I'll look you up. I'll come and say hi. He goes, oh, I'll be in back. I'm handling all the celebrities that are there signing for Topps. I'm like, oh man, I gotta get back there. Oh wow, Frank Thomas, that is awesome. Frank Thomas is wow, a great first baseman. Yeah, $2,600. That's what I'm thinking about giving away for my 50,000 subs, if I can justify it. If I can do it without my sweetheart finding out. Or 26. That's a pretty hefty chunk of change for a box of cards. She'll like it too. So this guy, out of the blue, I get his rookie card from Topps, and he's got more home runs and more RBIs than Aaron Judge right now. How bizarre is that? That's pretty bizarre. Now I'm gonna show you something. I'm going back in time. Some of you have already seen this. I don't want you to get involved and say what the answer is here. Somebody has seen this. This is I collect everything. So this is an admission ticket, 1985 to Disneyland. If you've seen me show this to you already, don't say anything. But this on the back here, it says how much it cost to get in and how much parking was. Does anybody have an idea how much it cost to get into Disneyland in 1985 and how much it cost to park? So don't say anything, Oliver. Take some guesses, people. Take some guesses. $10, that one-piece collector. 25 and 2, good guess. Parking maybe 5, good guess. $30 to get in. These are all good guesses. 15, 25 per person, and $5 parking. I'm going to turn it around, check it out. $8.50 to get in, free parking. Things have changed. What's it cost to get into Disney now? If you get a park hopper, it might cost $200 for one day just to get in. $8.50 and free parking. So I'm going to tell you a story I've never said. Oh, I'm trying to come up with ideas of things to talk about, and one thing hit me. I have a son that lives in Tennessee, in Columbia, Tennessee, which is about 30 miles south of Nashville. He has a very nice house in a very nice neighborhood, and I have a very itchy nose. Wow. Konnichiwa. So he's married. He has 2 kids. He has my second grandson and my first granddaughter. They're 6 and 3. So one day, his wife is a very nice young lady. She's she was a cheerleader at Rutgers. And so it was her birthday. I haven't ripped anything yet. It was her birthday, and I called her up and wished her happy birthday. And I said, listen, instead of me buying you a present and mailing it to you, why don't you just go buy yourself what you want to get and just tell me how much it is and I'll Venmo it to you. I have Venmo, which a lot of people don't understand that somebody my age can have Venmo. I have PayPal too. So she said, okay. And she a day or two later, she said, can I get a pair of sneakers? And I'm like, yeah, of course. Just go get it and tell me how much they were. Bad mistake. Hey, hello, God is great. So she went and bought a pair of sneakers, and she told me the price, and I Venmoed it to her. But how much do you think a pair of sneakers cost? Let's hear some numbers here. Let's see some numbers. I see Wacky Pie saying 300. Come on. Somebody, Oliver the Curious Cat said 500. Figure Average Man 150. Coupon Lover 800. Okay. Now I forgot all about it. This was about probably 4 years ago when I was in Vegas, and I was a realtor. So I was selling a lot of houses. That's why I really have a lot of sports cards and Pokemon cards, because I was retired and I was just selling a house every 2.5 weeks. So she calls me up and says, I got the sneakers. I said, okay, just tell me how much and I'll Venmo it to you. She goes, they're Louboutin sneakers. And without making a face, I said to myself, uh-oh. Louboutin. I didn't know Louboutin had sneakers. There you go, Gisona. You hit it on the dot. $850. $850 for a pair of sneakers. My sneakers probably cost $90. Oh, here, let me show you something. Hold on. Look at the bottom of these sneakers. These are New Balance. I've had these 3 years. I bleach them like once every 2 weeks. I just throw them in the wash and bleach them. They probably cost me $90. The most expensive pair of sneakers I've ever had were maybe $150. She bought $850 sneakers. Right. She could have got into Disney 100 times. Good catch. Who wrote that? That One Piece collector. Good catch. Oh my gosh. Oh God. So I learned a lesson. Don't with her, don't say, go get whatever you want and then tell me, I'll pay for it. But at the time, hello, Gray Fox. At the time, I was a real estate agent in Las Vegas for Berkshire Hathaway. And I literally was, when I say selling a house, I mean closing on a house. I averaged every 2.5 weeks, every 16 or 17 days, somewhere in between there, 16 and a half days. I had a closing on a house every 16 and a half days. I mean, I was number 7 in the company, number 7. And Berkshire Hathaway has 1,500 realtors out in Las Vegas. And I was new, but I was me. You'd meet these real estate agents and they'd be all stuffy and terrible. And me, I'd be in like a polo shirt and shorts. And, it's Vegas, man. It's 120 degrees. And I have sneakers on. And somebody'd walk through the door. Anybody here from, okay, Jay's Mix. Well, just thanks for stopping in anyhow, man. Oh, here. The giveaway, 522 on any video or short. 522 before you leave. So somebody'd walk through the door to look at, I do open houses. Oh, by the way, I did so many open houses and I was so good at it. I was very good at open houses. That I would do an open house every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I always had houses. I always had listings for sale. So I'd do open houses galore. And somebody said to me, well, how many open houses do you do a year? I said, well, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there's 52 weeks. So that's 156 plus holidays. So I would do 165 open houses a year. And they're like, get out of here. And I'm like, why do you think I'm number 7 in the company? Why do you think I have so many customers? And I could talk about anything wherever you're from. I can talk about, like, if somebody came in and said they were from Seattle, my question out of my mouth was, did you ever catch a fish at the fish market? Or you're from Chicago. Well, are you from the north side or the south side? Of course, you're from either a Cubs fan or a White Sox fan. Tell me which one. And if you're old like me, Luke Appling, I mean, who do you know? Nellie Fox. I could talk to these people about who their baseball heroes were back then. So I lived 8 years in Southeast Alaska, Southeast. So down on the little peninsula type there, like Juneau. So let me get a little sip here. I'm already starting to dry up. And it's only 7:16. So I showed this in the beginning. I'm going to be ripping this. One of the things today. The promo was actually pretty cool in this ETB. Fennekin. So it's just pretty incredible how I talk about, I always would meet celebrities and then out of the blue, I meet a VP from Topps. And he goes out and gets me these 2 beautiful cards. I mean, this is cool. He gave me this. It's to 99. It's Mufasa and Scar. And he gave me this. This is his real rookie card. And this guy has right now one more home run than Aaron Judge and 3 more RBIs than Aaron Judge. That's how good this guy is. I had never heard of him before, tell you the truth. I know Aaron Judge. So, yeah, today was a good day. Now, I'm going to be ripping some packs. I'm going to rip some packs. I'm going to rip a booster bundle, and I'm going to rip the ETB. So, I don't know. I didn't check. I don't know what the hot cards are in this set. Thank you, Smokey. I don't know what the hot cards are. Does anybody know what the chase cards are in Chaos Rising? The Greninja. Okay. So let me know if I hit it. I don't know. Oh, I have to get a box. I have to get one of these boxes. Hold on. One of these things. You see me all the time putting cards in these. You can fit a lot of cards in one of these. A lot. Those are a lot of cards. And they come in different sizes. So you think this one's big until you see this one. So okay, we're going to rip I'll tell you one more story and then I'll rip. Does anybody watch the morning show live with Kelly and Mark? Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos, her husband? Does anybody watch that? I guess nobody watches Kelly Ripka and Mark Consuelos. Well, in the old days, before Kelly Ripa, it was Regis Philbin and Kathy Lee Gifford. And one day, Kathy Lee Gifford said on the air, "Nobody comes to my house on Halloween. Nobody ever comes to my house." So I went up to, and I knew she lived in Greenwich, Connecticut. So I went up to Greenwich, Connecticut. I did a little research. I came home, and on Halloween, I was a Cub Master. Myself, my ex, and my 4 kids, and my assistant Cub Master, his wife, and 2 kids. 10 of us go up to her house in Greenwich. Kathy Lee Gifford. It's Halloween. We park on the street, off the street, not on the street, but we parked on the grass. It's a 1-lane road. It's like a country highway. She has a beautiful house. It's a farm, an old farm, beautiful. And we walk up to the door and ring the doorbell, and a manservant answers the door. And I said, "Hi, trick or treat. Hi, is Kathy?" And I have my big camera hanging around my neck with the big lens. And we go, "Is Kathy Lee home?" "Oh, but she's napping." Well, my thoughts were, yeah, BS. She doesn't have makeup on and she doesn't want to see my camera without makeup. So now they give us some candy and we're getting ready to leave. And all of a sudden I hear, "What's that?" I think it was a duck, actually, tell you the truth. My son was dressed as a duck. "What's that duck doing on my steps?" And we turn around and there's Frank Gifford. So he comes down. We take pictures with him. I had one of those footballs that has a white panel on it. He signed the football for me. And so we went to Kathy Lee Gifford's house on Halloween, and she wouldn't come out, that son of a gun. So don't ever say, "Nobody comes to my house on Halloween," because I listen and I will. "Oh, how do you find out?" "Oh, so Frank goes to me, how'd you find out where we live?" And everybody looked at me and he goes, "What are you, a cop or a local, like a fireman?" Now, at the time this was in the 90s, so I was 30 years younger. So I go, no, no. Thank you, old man Dirt. I said, no, I'm not a local. I said, I went down to the town hall and I looked up property tax records and looked down for Gifford, and there's your name and your address. He goes, you're kidding. I said, no. I said, most people put their homes into a trust, and you can name the trust whatever you want. This way, nobody can find out where you live. And he said, thank you very much. He had no idea property tax is public information. Surprise. So here we go. First pack, magic. I want that Greninja. If ever you saw me in the beginning, I'll tell you a little about that too. Hold on. Let me just rip this back and I'll tell you a little more story here. Does anybody play? Okay, here we go. Frogadier? Is that a new Pokemon? Frogadier? Oh my God. Skrelp? Wait a minute. These are names I've never heard. Goomy? Donphin? Now we're getting down to one that I know. Luckily, this isn't Japanese. Deoxys. Skuntank. I mean, what? Skuntank? Felipe. Thank you, Gray Fox. Trubbish. Now, I know Trubbish. Trubbish is an abbreviation of trash and rubbish, so it's Trubbish. See, that makes sense to me. And this is a reverse holo. If you notice, it's shiny. Then we have Crobat, a reverse holo. And we have a holo of Delphox. And we have the coffee time. You know it. I think I have my coffee cup up here to tell you the truth. Oh boy, I'm a coffee addict. So I was going to tell you more stories, but let me rip one more pack. I'll get rid of the 2 packs Shakurs. You know, I really don't prepare for these lives. I just wing it. I should prepare. Well, I did kind of prepare. I went and got cards so I could rip them. Oh, that's my garbage bag right there, hanging there. Okay. Who is that on the cover? Does anybody know who that is? Because I sure as heck don't. Floette. Okay, thank you. Here we go. Pack numero 2 at the Kennel Club. Here we go. Braxton. Froakie. See, now I would know Froakie. And I'll also know Ferroseed also. See, if these were Japanese cards right now, I'd know what they are. Watchog. I'd know what that is. Hello, Matthew. Great Hall Net. No idea. I don't know what you're going to net. My nose is itching. Tauros. Transformation Tomy? Tome? Flaffy. That's a reverse holo. Notice it's shiny. Tauros. Another reverse holo. A hollow of chestnut. So 2 packs, no hits. Hey, how about that Kyle Busch passed away, man? Wow, what a wacky story that is. I wonder what happened to him. He's, what, 41 years old? 41. That was 33 years ago for me. That was a long time ago. Oh, excellent. You got the first partner collection today. Well, it only took about a week to get to you. I mail them right away. I don't know. Where are you from, Matthew? What? I don't remember. What city are you in? Or what state? North Carolina. Now, I'm in New Jersey. I mean, you're only 500 miles away. We used to go to Disney every year. We'd stop in North Carolina, exit 56. I can't remember what it's called. We had a hotel that we always went to the same hotel that we'd get a suite, like an Embassy suite. It might have been an Embassy Suites. And I think it was an Embassy Suites. And it had a pool. So my kids behaved very well in the van because they know they were going swimming that night. Yeah, it was tragic. You got your pack today. Yeah, those little, it was quick. I try to do it as quickly as possible because it's very easy to sit around and then all of a sudden get backed up and have, like I said, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work to send out. These are stickers and pins to send. And I went 2 times today. That's only one of 2. I went 2 times today to the post office. Man, jeez. Oh, and I like Fridays. Mondays are tough. Gramps, my phone is going to die. I have to go. Okay, Figure Average Man, take care. Thanks for stopping in. Don't forget to join the giveaway. Where did I put that paper? Right here. To join the giveaway, right here. Just say 522 on any video or short. Okay, thank you. So I need to get somebody. I want to, how do I put this? High school kids nowadays are so much more technical than me. And I used to make my own websites, but these kids are actually very sharp, really sharp. And boy, I'd like to find a local kid that can somehow get me to combine all my social media, because I do Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I'd like to do maybe X and Pinterest, but I don't have time. I don't have time to do all of this stuff. So I'd like to find maybe some local high school kid that I can hire to do this and to coordinate all my online stuff like that, because it's just, time is the most difficult thing for me. It's hard to find because I have to live a normal life too. And I can't live Pokemon 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's not the way it happens. So I wanted to tell you something and it just slipped out of my mind. Linktree. I'm going to make a note of that. I never heard of it, and I will look at it. Linktree. Oh, so I went back to the old days in my old shorts. No, that doesn't sound right. My old video shorts. How's that sound? That sounds better. And I have an external hard drive for my Mac. I think it's 10 terabytes. It's big. It's real big. So I went and got some of my old videos and I put one online. I added a little intro by me into it, and I put it online just so you could see. That's like when I first started in Pokemon. That was literally the beginning of the kid winning he won a Charizard. So, and what I would do to try and help them, I'd do this. I'd be looking at the cards and I'd go, pick a card. Wait, it's going to fall. I'd go, pick a card, any card. And I'd have one sticking up like that. And he'd go, I want that one. And I'm like, no. And had numbers on them. So he goes, I want number 3. And I'm like, there is no number 3. He goes, and this is number 14. He goes, I go, pick another number. He goes, 4. And I'm like, oh man, this one's number 14. And his mother is behind him laughing. And his mother, I guess, says 14. And he goes, 14. And I go, oh, you're so lucky. Here, you want a Charizard. Just, it's so much fun. These kids are so wacky. Oh, they make me smile. It keeps you young. A little itch in the eye there. What happened there? Trying to help you, kid. Yeah, trying to help him, right? I Googled it first. Are you allowed to reuse things? And it wasn't monetized. So it wasn't, I was using something to remonetize it. It wasn't. So it was before it was in the very beginning when I had maybe 150 subscribers. And, you have to, hold on. You have to have 1,000. I'm making notes so I don't forget. You have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours to get monetized by YouTube. So very early on, I found out that and in case any of you are thinking of, I think Ben has a YouTube channel. Ben F Productions has a YouTube channel. But if any of you are thinking to start a YouTube channel, you're going to need those 2 things to get monetized: 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Now, you would think 4,000 watch hours in a year, you would think if you have 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours would be easy to get. Well, I found out in the beginning that, 250 million shorts. I found out in the beginning that I got more subs from shorts than I did from videos. But I didn't realize shorts were not part of watch hours. They didn't count towards watch hours. So I had gotten over 1,000 subs and I had literally no watch hours. And it was like, oh man. So I said, well, 4,000 should be easy to get. It took me 6 months. Just making long videos. And wow. You have no idea in the beginning how hard it is to get 4,000 watch hours. Now, if I do a big video, like a big giveaway, just one video, I get between, say, 250 and 350 watch hours. One video, one day. So if you do 350 a day and you would do that for 30 days, you'd have 10,500 watch hours in a month. It's not going to happen because you can't. I couldn't do a giveaway every day for a month. My head would explode. Hello, Air Phantom. People, I don't think everybody realizes how difficult it is running a YouTube channel. It's not easy. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And what I do when I make a video, if I make a mistake in a video, I don't go back and correct it. I just say, what? This is me. Everybody makes mistakes. And when you see me talking about disbanding the complaint department and transferring those people to the removal department, I'm dead serious. I am dead serious about that. There are days, probably the most I've ever done in one day. I'll bet I've removed 5 people in one day because they just say there are some crazy people on YouTube. You people, see, in my eyes, you people that are here now are the real hardcore normals. There's some crazy people out there, let me tell you. And I have a couple names up here. I have a white erase board right here. And there's a couple names on there that I'm just waiting for them to come on and say something so I can block them. I know it sounds mean, but it's not. There's some wicked people out there. There's some wicked. You can't imagine what people have called me. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm giving away cards. What are you mad because I didn't? I do everything at random. Everybody wants me to send them to them, but I do them at random. That's YouTube's rules. I can't help that. I do everything according to the YouTube book. So let's. I might do that. I'll go to the Fanatics show in July, and I'll just hang my phone on my chest and walk around, and because this thing has, I think, 2 terabytes also. I loaded this thing. I loaded this phone when I got it, and I need a new one. That's a 15. I need to get a 17, and I'll have 2 or more. If they have more terabytes, I'll have, because I do so many videos, and you know how many videos I make. Yeah, I don't tolerate disrespect. If you're going to complain to me about anything, I'll just say bye-bye. If you can't deal with getting cards for free, I can't help you. So, and when I go through that store and I show you all those boxes, those are the numbers on the boxes. They don't put them on for me. Those are really there. I film endlessly. I do 300, at least 300 videos a month. So now I'm going to rip this box. And of course, this box, when you rip one of these boxes, you generally get 2 hits. So I'm going to get 2 hits in here. If one of us is a Greninja, I'll be happy. I need to set up a PSA shipment. I need to do it because I have a bunch of cards ready to go. So Chaos Rising, here we go. This was good. When they released this, oh, this is different. This booster bundle, they normally slide out the side. This one doesn't. This one opens like a pop-top. When they release sets, they don't. This one was great. They released a lot of stuff. Now, let me see. I don't know. I think this is Pyroar. Am I right? Is this Pyroar? I think it's Pyroar. Yes. Now, is this Greninja? I'm not sure who this is. I think it's Greninja. Wow, 2 in a row. I have no idea who this is. No idea. Please help me. I don't see any names popping up there. Dragalage, something like that. And as you said before, this is Floette. So here we go. We're going to rip 6. I think I see some new names here. So I'm going to do this one more time. To enter this giveaway, just say 522 on any video or short before this live closes. Now, I'm going to be giving away. Well, remember last week, if you were here, I pulled a lot of nice cards. This is Iono. How do I know it's Iono? It's on back. From Clayburst, but I know that's Iono. This is Tyranitar. I'm giving it away. Raishu. I'm giving it away. Sleeping Raishu. like Sleepy Grandpa. Gothita. Now, this card, I went to a store and I saw it. I said, oh, I got to have that card. I bought this card in that Circle 330 card store. And Fletchender. That's a pretty card. A bird warming itself by a fireplace. And let me tell you something. We have birds hatch and fletch very quickly. We have a bush in front of our house here that we had 4 eggs in it, 3 of one type and 1 of another. A cowbird had left its egg in the nest. A cowbird does that because in the old days, cowbirds were called bison birds, and they would follow bison herds around and eat the insects that they kicked up from the dirt. So they couldn't build a nest because the bison herds would move on. So what they would do when it was time for them to lay an egg, they would find a nest and lay their egg in the nest, somebody else's nest. And so here we had 3 of one color and 1 of another. And luckily the 3, whichever one hatches first, the 3 or the 1, they're the winners. So the 3 hatched first. And they were such tiny little birds. And let me tell you something. Hello, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. So they were tiny little birds. And 8 days later, thank you, they left the nest. They went from this big to this big in 8 days. Holy crow. I looked every day. And every time I'd move the bush just a little to look in, their mouths would open. And they looked like flowers because their mouths were up waiting for mommy or daddy to drop some whatever they were dropping, worms or moths or whatever. I don't know. So it's just fun. Man, nature is so cool. They grow up really fast. It's called, when they leave the nest, it's called fletching. We're talking about birds. How the heck did I get on the bird subject? Some of my best photographs are birds. I have some great bird photographs. Okay, man. Engineer Mike, thanks for stopping by, man. Quillfish. Some of you, this might be your first time seeing these cards. Lit Leo. I would have known that. Ball toy. Froakie. Now, we've already had a Froakie. I would have known Froakie if that was Japanese. I would have known this one, too, if it was Japanese. Ninetales. This one I won of Gallicipod. I would have asked for help on that. I can. Roxy's Performance. I planted a whole bunch of vinca today. Wait till it grows a little, and I'll post a picture of the garden. Skrelp. There's only 86 cards in the regular part of this set. That's why you're going to see a lot of dupes. A reverse holo of Magnetic Energy. Brown butter banana bread. Sounds good. Caldeo. I would have known that. So I think I would have known that. I would have known this. That's for sure. Whoa. So some of my best pictures are of birds. I have a picture of a osprey. There's a nature conservancy area near me called the celery farm. A long time ago, somebody tried growing celery there, and it didn't work. Take care, Engineer Mike. And so it's 110 acres, of which most of it is a lake or a pond. But you'll see the osprey circling up there, and then all of a sudden down into the water, and they'll come out and they'll have a red carp in their hands, in their claws. It's just so interesting how, man, they are such good fishermen or fisherwomen, whatever they are. But just, it's so interesting to watch. And of course, there's swans there, and the swans have the little baby cygnets. And the unfortunate part is there's also snapping turtles, in big ones, in the water. And they will eat blue heron. They will eat egrets. They will eat whatever they can get their hands on. Yeah. Oof. So, pack number 2. I'm due for a hit. I've ripped 3 packs so far, and I've come up. Oh, look at this. Wait a minute. Look at the back of this pack. I did not touch that. I just went to rip it, and that's the way it is. I'm looking at the rest of them. Normal. Well, the box was sealed. The box was sealed because it had the plastic wrap on it. So there's no way on the planet this was done by anybody other than Pokemon when they were doing it. Wow. I hope I don't have a good card in here that's wiped out. That would hurt. Here we go. Let me see. Did they do any damage? No damage. Huh. Okay. We've got Emolga. Ball toy. I've already seen one. Pat Rat. Bergmite. Now that could be an iceberg. That's why it's called Bergmite. I think the Titanic would have lived through that one. Adversity policy. Oh boy, this is my my complaint department's policy. Deoxys. Oh my God, all the energy cards. Well, you can send in miscut cards and get them graded as miscut, and people buy miscut cards. Ninetales. Of course, I would have known Ninetales. Who doesn't know Ninetales? Kakuna. Oh, it's not the big one. I just pulled a Mega Greninja, but it's only a double rare. So I'm going to sleeve that up. Now, unfortunately, I think they call double rares hits. 522, exactly right. And I keep them in these things. They're much lighter than top loaders, much lighter. And when you know, it may not sound like a lot till you have, hold on. Till you have a box this big filled with top loaders. Then it's a lot. These things weigh 1/4 or less than 1/4 of what a top loader weighs. Really not a lot of weight in those at all. So, and that's if you send something into PSA for grading, they want it in this kind of a holder. They don't want it in the top loaders. So now people that just came on, people that have been on for a while know what I'm going to talk about now, but I'm just going to talk about what happened to me today. In case anybody hasn't heard it, because the unfortunate, not unfortunate, but the weird part about this is people come and go during this live. And so there are some people that have been on for 15 minutes and some people have been on for 51 minutes. So I have a lot. I have a lot of load. I have a lot of those, a lot. And sleeves. I have a lot. Oh God. I have boxes and boxes and boxes. So I was out at a late brunch. It was actually lunch, but we had eggs for lunch out at a restaurant called Matthews in Hohokus. And there were 3 guys sitting at a table, a African-American, an Indian, and a Caucasian. And they were real, obviously you could tell they were good friends. They were one table. We were in a table. They were in a booth. So they were 15 feet away. We couldn't hear what they were saying. But one of them got up to take a picture of the other 2. So I went up and said, hey, guys, do you want me to take a picture of your group? And they said, yeah, would you? I said, sure. So they gave me their camera. and I went to take a picture, but I always do this. I took a picture of me first. I reversed it and I went, and then I took a picture of them. And my sweetheart blurted out, he's a YouTuber. He has a YouTube channel. And the Caucasian guy goes, you do? And I said, yeah, I'm a Pokemoner. He goes, you're kidding. I said, no, I have like 42,000 subs. It's actually like 41,700, 40, close enough. He goes, oh, wow, cool. He goes, do you collect sports cards? I said, sure. I said, probably my best sports card recently, I bought an Aaron Judge immaculate rookie card, 1 of 10 autographed. I said, I paid like $400 or $500 for it. And that was 7 or 8 years ago before he won a home run title. I said, I'm just guessing that it's worth more than 5,000 now. And I said, but my oldest son has my sports cards. What's your hope? What's up? Hope you have a good day. I am having a good day. So my oldest son, I gave a lot of my sports cards. I'm 74 and I've had a heart attack. I've had a kidney removed. I've had if you've been following me for a couple of years, you've seen me in the hospital a bunch of times. So this guy goes, well, I work for Topps. I'm a vice president. I said, oh, wow, that's awesome. I said, I have Topps cards back from the, I probably have Topps cards from the 50s, from Mickey Mantle cards, because I collected Mantle cards galore. So we talked for a little while. He goes, are you going to Fanatics show in July 17th? I said, yeah, it's in the Jacob Javits Center. I'm going to be there. I go, I'll ask for you. He goes, well, I'm going to be backstage with the celebrities that are there signing autographs. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm still going to go up to the Topps table and say, listen, can you tell, it's got a weird name like Gnome, N-A-U-M. I said, can you tell him Grandpa from the diner is here? And I want to see if I can get backstage and meet some. So he goes, I sit down to have breakfast. He goes out, he leaves. He just gone for 2 minutes or 3 minutes and comes back in and gives me these. He gives me this card. It's a Topps card. It's to 99. It's Mufasa and Scar. It's a beautiful card. And he gives me this card. He deals with Topps Now. If you're a sports card collector, you know what Topps Now is. This is Menutaka's Murakami's rookie card. Opening day rookie card. Now you say, well, who is the, unless you're a real sports fan, you may not know who this guy is. I had never heard of this guy. I don't watch a lot of baseball anymore. I used to watch it a lot more. Well, just to tell you who this guy is, this guy. Right now, Aaron Judge has 16 home runs and 30 RBIs. He's been the home run leader, the last 5-6 years? And I've been to the Nassau Coliseum for the Islanders. And this guy has 1 more home run than Aaron Judge and 3 more RBIs. So I got to meet a senior guy just out of the blue. I always talk about how I meet celebrities. Well, I meet executive people too. It's just weird how I just meet people all the time. I don't understand it. Just pure luck. So let's open one of these days when I get a little bigger. Maybe I'll do a TCG show. It's hard. Nassau Coliseum is not close to North Jersey. You got to go across at least 2 or 3 bridges. Yeah, Ken Griffey or Ken Griffey Jr. Are you talking about Jr. or Ken Griffey Sr.? Hello, Alicia Lay Slater. Okay, here we go. Wimpod. Trubbish. Fennekin. This one would have confused me if it was Japanese. This one I would have probably gotten. Pumpkaboo. I am ready for an art rare. I got to admit, I am ready. Transformation Tome? Here's a Ferrothorn. Cladle. Now, this next one, I've never seen this Pokemon before. Ampharos. Look at it. It's a reverse holo. I don't know who that is. Here's a Deoxys. Again, I've still been skunked. I have been skunked. Here's a Gudra. Evolves from Sliggoo. Well, I met the girl that does some, and I have her autograph on a card here. I mean, it was like the card and the autograph was like $90. I met her at a big card show, and somebody remembered her name. I don't remember her name. I can never remember that name. Here it is right here. Like Elaine Schwartz or something like that. She was the voice of Eevee. So she wrote Eevee in pink and then she signed her name. Oh, Tomy is a large, heavy, and often scholarly book. But so yeah, this thing cost me like $90. I was actually thinking of doing a giveaway just for that. That somebody could have a signed Eevee, you know, from the person that was the voice of Eevee in the movies. She was only Eevee, I think, for like maybe 2 years, maybe a couple movies. Boy, I have so many cards here. This card, you're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe this. Erica Schroeder. That's who she is. Very good, BSB. Erica Schroeder. I found this card in a 25-cent box. It's a hollow. I tell you, when I go to bigger card shows, I look in all those cheap boxes because you never know, man. You never know. Somebody might have put it in 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and it's just been sitting in there. Nobody ever wanted it. And all of a sudden you see it and it's like 25 cents. It's a probably the first hollow of Kangaskhan. It's probably the first one. So here goes. Yeah, $77 card. It happens. Oh, and then I asked the Topps guy, and now things are coming back to me. I said, do you know who Mojo Sports is? And he says, of course. I said, well, I wrote him a letter at Christmas time 2 years ago, and he read it on his Christmas show. And just recently he was on I did a live, and he came and it was chatting for a little while. And I said, it's just incredible. The guy is he's a big influencer for sports. He meets and interviews everybody. I've seen him with Tom Brady. And if you're with Tom Brady, you're basically with everybody down. No, you're not catching the end. You're in the middle right now. It's 8:01. It's 7 to 9 tonight. So to enter the giveaway, just say 522 on any 2 videos or shorts. 522. Say one on here and one on another one. Just to be safe. So here we go. After this, there's 2 packs. Shakur. So we got, let's see. Matang. Weedle. Well, you could read these. Golbat. Why am I reading them out? Bergamite. Why am I reading them? I don't know. Deoxys. AZ's Tranquility. Skuntank. Transformation Tome. Special red card. Oh. I just pulled a special illustration rare. And it's a beauty. Let me put down. I'm going to sleeve it and then show it to you. Wow. Wow. This is a beautiful, this is what I love the best about Pokemon is their cards are beautiful. Look at this. That is 2 gold. It's not 2 silver, is it? That might be an ultra rare full art. That might be 2 silver. Let me look at it again. You know what? This is 2 silver. It's a full art. Sorry about that. But how cool. It's a nice card. It's a beautiful card. Is it centered? Yep. Going to PSA. And when I get them back, I'm going to send 100 in. When I get them back, I'll do a live event maybe and just do the reveal live. That would be pretty cool. My nose is itching. I need a drink too. Hold on. That's not a beer. It's why do I drink Coke and not Pepsi? Because I'm invested in Coca-Cola. It's a dividend stock. It's a 3%er. Yes, Jimmy. Jimmy Lakari. I hope 2 more packs. This pack and then 1 more. The odds of me finding another hit, I think, are slim. Matang. We just saw one of those in the last pack. Golbat. We just saw one of those in the last pack. Chespin. Esper. Oh, I'll tell you a story. A story. Let me make a note so I don't forget. Because it happens. I forget all the time. Okay. Metagross. Roxy's Performance. Golisopod. Oh, I just pulled a illustration rare. Nice. Octillery. I'm going to put that down. Nitro Energy. And I'm going to sleeve it up. Wait till you see this card. And God, how they make it look like it's underwater is amazing. Froakie, baby. Froakie. Illustration rare. 1 gold star. Yep. So 2 nice pulls out of this box. 2 nice ones. I'm going to tell you my story. This is my police story. First of all, let me just tell you, I had a computer business on Wall Street, a big business. And one of my big customers was the Department of Corrections, the city of New York. I've been to every jail. My nose is itching. Every jail in New York City. I've been to Rikers Island probably several hundred times. I'm going down it's a weekend. I'm driving down to Myrtle Beach. This is back 30-ish years ago. I'm driving down to Myrtle Beach. My mother-in-law is watching the kids. It's my wife and I are driving down to Myrtle Beach. We're in Virginia. I went across the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, and now we're heading west to 95. And it's nighttime. I'm on a country highway. The speed limit's 55 miles an hour. I'm doing 55 miles an hour. I have a van, a converted van that has a nice paint job. Nice. No other cars on the road. I'm doing 55 miles an hour. In the rearview mirror, I see a car pull onto the road. So as I'm going this way, this car was on the side of the road. I didn't see it as I went by. So it was sitting there with its lights off, just sitting there waiting for a car to go by. I went by. He pulled onto the road behind me. All of a sudden, there's two headlights coming up on me. And I'm like, here we go. I knew exactly what it was as soon as I saw it. As soon as, because where he pulled onto the road, there was no driveways or roads. He was off the road for a reason. He was waiting for somebody. So he gets up behind me and the lights go on, the red and blue lights, whatever the hell they are. And I pull over, roll my window down. He comes up and goes, let me see your license and registration. I said, sure, no problem. I get him my license and registration. I go, why'd you stop me? He goes, you went over the white line on the right 4 times. I said, bullshit. Just like that, bullshit. He goes, get out of the car. I open up the car door. Now I'm 6'3", at the time, probably 270, and I was in shape. And I stood face to face with him and I go, yeah. He goes, I'm taking you in for a breathalyzer. I said, I don't drink. He gives me a license and registration back and goes, go ahead, get out of here and just be careful driving. And I got back in the car and drove away. The son of a pulled me over because he thought he was pulling over a teenager that might have had a drink or two. And I don't drink. I can't tell you the last time alcohol touched my lips. I just don't ever develop. You see me drinking this stuff. Obviously, I like Dunkin' Donuts. Coffee. You see me drinking this stuff. I don't drink. I just never developed a taste, especially for beer. I just don't know why. I don't like the taste of beer. I don't like the taste of, you know what? Wine was okay back then, like 40, 50 years ago, but I don't drink. There's no purpose for me drinking because I'm the one that always drives. And I understand, I realize that at 74, my reactions aren't what they were at 40. So I'm a slow lane driver. The other day, we're driving somewhere and it has one of those signs on the side that's an electronic measuring device. It says how fast you're driving. It says the speed limit's 35 and I'm doing 31. And Susie goes, come on, you can pick up the pace a little. And I'm like, hey, it's raining out. What's the hurry? We're not going anywhere. Yes, the answer to the question yesterday was married with children. You're right. I don't remember what the question was, but it was married with children. By far, my favorite television show of all time. Now, in case you don't know, you hear me talking about my sweetheart all the time. This is me and her. So she's tall like me. She's my sweetie. She comes on once in a while. I always wanted to come on live and she won't. I really wish she would. She's such a sweet lady. So we've been together for like 25 years. It only seems like 5. I'll do it the right way. So, there's one point where Al's talking to a woman. Boy, they couldn't do that show nowadays because it's about overweight women and a shoe salesman. I mean, it's and a daughter that's a slut, and it's just hilarious. And Bud, Master B. I mean, think about it. They couldn't do that show. So there's one point where Al's in the shoe store talking to a lady who's very overweight, and she says something about her backside, like, can he see it or something? And he goes, I'd like to. He goes, but my car only has a half a tank of gas. So oh, my son just messaged me. Hold on. I want to see if this is important. Sorry about that. Oh, boy. Can't tell you. So I have 4 children. A boy who's 46, a boy who's 44, a boy who's 41, and a girl who's 38. He works for a big company. I will never talk about 3 of my children until they don't work for those companies anymore, because I don't want anybody that's some whack job complaining to these companies about me and trying to get my kids in trouble. So my oldest, who's 46, works for a big company. He just texted me, and he's got something very big going on. My second, who's 44, is a real estate agent. So he works for himself in Tennessee, and he's 6'3", 230, and he's got muscles that have muscles. His ears have muscles. I mean, he's got muscles and sleeves, and man, he looks like he could rip your head off. And he was a personal trainer. He's a corrections officer in Trenton, New Jersey. So yeah, I'm very careful. So my other 3 children, my oldest son, my third son, and my daughter all work for very large companies and have very big jobs. So I never say their names. I never say where they work. I don't even hint where they work. And so I wish I could tell you stories, because they are great stories, but I can't. So, but my one son that is self-employed as a real estate agent, I could talk about him all day long. He plays Call of Duty with me, and at times I want to choke him because he's the best of us. There's 4 of us that play. There's myself, my oldest son, my second son, and my second son has a friend who's a retired New York City police officer named Jose. I call him Jose with an H. I don't know if you understand that. Jose with an H. And the 4 of us play together all the time. Does anybody know what Jose with an H stands for? Of course, you spell Jose, Jose, but what's Jose with an H? Hose. Does anybody know where that came from? Thank you, Evil Gumdrop. Thank you, Ziplukes. Steve Harvey, Family Feud, right? There you go. Says to his group, give me a man's name that begins with the letter H. And the guy goes, Jose. And Steve Harvey goes, okay. And he puts up to the board and goes, Jose with an H. The stupidest answers. The stupid one. Fill in the blank. Swear to God, I want you people to fill this in. Fill in the blank. Pork blank. Fill it in. Go ahead. What would you say if you were on Family Feud and it was fill in the blank? Pork blank. Pork belly, pork chops, pork roasts, pork and beans. No, the one guy goes, cupine. And Steve Harvey goes, what? He goes, cupine, porcupine. Oh my God. Wait, the best one. It's a guy and a girl. But this is before Steve Harvey. The host is somebody, I don't even know who it is, some old white guy. And a guy and a girl. The girl's a blonde, and she thinks she's all it. And the question is, what's Popeye's favorite food? And she slams that thing down and goes, chicken. Just like that. Chicken. Like Popeye's chicken. And her people behind her start giving her crap, and she turns around and they're looking at it, and you can see the girl go, spinach. So chicken, no. And then the guy goes, spinach. And that was to win the game. It was the sudden death round. So he goes spinach and they win. But it was just the funniest moment when she goes, chicken. It was the stupidest answer. Oh my God. I love watching that show. Here, besides a bird, name something that has wings. Besides a bird. Okay? What would you say? Name something that has wings. An airplane. Somebody said airplane. Yep. Hello, hobby hunter. A bat. Right. Nobody said bat. Buffalo wings. Yeah. Hooters. But nobody said an insect. Nobody said that. But the one guy, and this was the funniest part, it was an African American guy. He said a pterodactyl. And Steve Harvey looked at him and said, "What?" Because I don't think he's ever heard the word pterodactyl before in his life. But people are being asked in the mall, name something that has wings. Nobody's going to say pterodactyl. He's right, but you have to match people, and nobody's going to say pterodactyl. I mean, it's like the dumbest answer of all time. It's as dumb as porcupine. Oh, I love that show. We watch it all the time. It is so funny. Some of those people are just so wacky. So I had 2 hits. I had Froakie and Chinchino. Froakie and Chinchino. Not bad. And a double rare. Mareep. Minchino. This next one, I didn't realize who it was. It's a skunk and he stinks, so it's Stunky. Some of these names really make sense. If you've never smelled a skunk, and some people have never smelled a skunk, that is not a good smell. Fennekin Deoxys. Cladle. Transformation Tome. Oh, I got another skunky, but skunky, but it's a reverse hollow. And I got a Delphox. It's a reverse hollow. And I got a hollow of a Crobat, which evolves from Golbat. You know, I didn't know for 2 years that you could see it right there where it evolves from. I did not know that. And you know how many times I had looked at these cards and I never saw that? Boy, it's just so bizarre. Some of the things that have crazy. Okay, some new people on here. Yes, you don't have skunks in Australia. I don't think so. Man, that is a smell you never forget. It is so pungent. Hello from Arkansas, Jose Ramirez. Yes. So to enter the giveaway for tonight, just say 522 on any video or short. And you can say it 2 times just to make sure I get it. And it ends in 40 minutes. So here we go. I haven't ripped an ETB. You know how long? I haven't ripped an ETB in a while. Nope. This plastic's fighting me. Wow. I'm not kidding. Now, this has a beautiful promo. It has a promo of Fennekin. So let's see. First thing I noticed, it has the typical book with all the cards. So you can see. That's what I like about ETBs is you see every card that's in the whole set. It's got like a tray. These are their sleeves. Yeah, don't ever send these. If you ever send cards to PSA, don't send them in those sleeves because they want these sleeves. They're kind of picky about it. Here's the. Oh, it's centered properly. Here's the promo. I am sending that in. Yeah, it's centered properly. Very nice. Here's the million energy cards. We've got a Pokey coin, which, that, as I always say, that's in $10 you can get a coffee at Starbucks. By the way, this person has not claimed the sticker yet. So, but I haven't looked in the last 2 hours, obviously. But right now, if you notice, it's surfing Pikachu, and then you flip that around, it's flying Pikachu. So if this person doesn't claim it by next weekend, if I do a live next weekend, I'm going to put this as one of the giveaways. You know, you do all of this stuff and then somebody doesn't claim something. It's just so annoying at times. But what can you do? I wish I could explain things. Who's that? Oops, upside down. Who is that? Is that Greninja? It is. I thought it was. I wanted to be sure. So now we have 8 packs here. There should be 3 hits. 3 hits in these 8 packs. So this would be 16. If I rip them off, I get through it all. It'll be 16 packs. I should have counted from the beginning of the year how many packs I rip in a year. I say it all the time. You'd be surprised. You would be. I think I'd be surprised. Stunky. Stunky. Fennekin. Now, I've already showered twice today because, of course, I shower when I get up in the morning. But I worked in the garden this morning, and it was warm, and I was really sweating. And whenever I work in the garden, you have to come in, and then I got all the dirt under my nails. And, man. Quilladin. This is a name I've never seen before. Here's Frogadier. Delibird. Roxy's Performance. Oh, I'll tell you a story about the Roxy. One of my children's godfathers is a gentleman named Darren. D-A-R-I-N or Ian, I can't remember. And he lived a block away from us when we lived in Fair Lawn, New Jersey. And we asked him, he's a good guy, so we asked him to be the child's godfather. And I think it was my oldest son's godfather. So it was weird because he was only like 14 years old when we asked him to be the godfather. But he was a good kid. He was actually, honestly, a good kid. We loved his mother. So he kind of grew up. He didn't have a father. He had a father, but he wasn't around a lot. So I became like a father figure to him. And we used to play baseball. And I had my computer business. I hired him. I taught him computers. He was a graduate. He had a political science degree from a college in South Jersey. And I taught him computers. I had him come work for my computer company. And he went out to California to go live in California, try and make a movie. He wanted to make a movie. So he worked for a company called Kingston Technologies. And Kingston Technologies was owned by a guy named John Tu, T-U. And what happened was when IBM PC and XT first came out, you couldn't get enough memory chips for them. You have these little boards that had memory chips on them. You couldn't get them. So what John Tu did was he reverse engineered them. He went over to, I think he was Chinese. He went over to China and had China build them. And next thing you know, everybody's selling Kingston Technology memory cards. Well, John too, my oldest son's godfather goes to work for this company. And John too, the owner of the company, sells it for $2 billion. So his boss is a multi-billionaire who lives in Palos Verde. Beautiful. So now my son's godfather is a drummer in a band, and he's a good drummer. And the owner of the company wants to learn how to play the drums. So he says to my son's godfather, can you teach me to play the drums? And he does. He teaches him how to play. I don't know how long it took him, once or twice a week for 6 months. I don't know. And then one day, so he taught the guy how to play the drums. But of course, like any other instrument, you got to practice. That was from the spinny thing with Pikachu, was from Stickers and Pins giveaway, which ended already. So I had it on the internet on my channel for like a day and a half. So he taught this gentleman how to play the drums. Well, one day the gentleman said, let's go out to lunch today. And he took him out to lunch. So it's the multi-billionaire and my oldest son's godfather. And he says, I hear you want to make a movie. Tell me about it. So he has the idea for this movie. And the billionaire says, how much does it take to make a movie? And he says, I think I can do it for about $850,000. It's a basic beginner's movie. And he says, wow, that's pretty amazing. He goes, so they go back to the office, and he goes, listen, before you go home tonight, stop in my office. I want to talk to you a little more. He goes, okay. So at the end of the night, my oldest son's godfather, Darren, stops into the ex-owner's office, the multi-billionaire, and he sits down and he goes, listen, he goes, and he slides a envelope across the table to him. He says, I want you to take a year off and go make that movie. And he opens up the envelope, and there's a check in there for $1.25 million. $1 million to make the movie and a year's salary. The guy gave him $1 million. So now Darren says to me, listen, my movie is going to make its, whatever it's called, its first day in the theater in one of the bars. No, the theater, and then we're going to have a party in the bar, like the whiskey bar, but it wasn't the whiskey bar. It was another name on Sunset Boulevard. I'm not going to remember the name of the bar right now because I'm not a drinker. So he goes, why don't you come out? So I went out to visit him, and I watched the movie, and we went, after the movie, we all went to the bar. He had rented a bus, and we went to the bar, and we're up in the bar, and I got my camera. I always have my camera taking pictures. And who comes in? Matthew Perry from Friends, the one that passed away. Is that Matthew Perry? I think it was Matthew Perry. So I'm in there with my camera, and Matthew Perry had just gotten out of rehab, and he's in there drinking. I mean, what is the purpose of going to rehab if you're going to come out and unrehab immediately? And he saw me take a picture of him with a glass in his hand. He wasn't too happy. But again, being 6'3", 290, there's not a lot he could say to me. But that's my Matthew Perry story. This is a reverse hollow, Marie. This is a nice card. This should be a full art card. Xerneas. I guess I don't know. I don't drink. So once you're hooked on alcohol, you got a problem. I watch TikTok a lot. And I watch people getting pulled over by the police. and they can't even stand. They're so drunk they can't even stand up. It's sad that these are the people that are driving among us. That's why I drive in the right lane. God. People are crazy. And I'm not one of them. Oh, boy, isn't that... You know what? Somebody just said Genio. My dad died from drinking, killed his liver and pancreas. My father died of cirrhosis of the liver, my father. He used to get tumblers, the big glasses of whiskey, and drink them. He served over in Germany in World War II. I don't know. He never talked about the war. Never. He was as big as me, and when he died, he weighed 80 pounds. That's what cirrhosis of the liver did to him. So I don't drink, needless to say. And my mother died of lung cancer, so I don't smoke. Here's a good one. Garbodor, which of course is garbage and odor. Makes sense. And it evolves into Garbodor Trubbish, which is trash and rubbish. Yeah, you're right. You can't help somebody if they don't want to be helped. And I, being one person, I don't drink. So I just don't understand it. I've never been a drug addict. I don't understand it. It's hard for somebody who's never had that problem to understand somebody that does have the problem. Yeah, my mother died of lung cancer when I was 9 years old. So yeah, I don't smoke either. Imagine, do any of you have a 9-year-old child? Any of you? I don't drink a lot of that either, but I was very thirsty today. Think about your 9-year-old child right now having to learn how to make dinner for himself, how to do the laundry. My dad had a job that would take him away from the house for anywhere from 3 to 30 days at a time. And I was home alone at 9 years old. I was a latchkey child. And all my friends' parents knew it. They were always trying to feed me. But I made my own dinners. I made my own breakfast. I went to school. I did everything. I was very lucky that I didn't turn into some kind of wacko. Well, I'm a little wacko, but... Just imagine your 9-year-old son or daughter trying to survive by themselves. How odd. And how to sleep in the house at night alone. Yeah, right. We're all a little wacko. Matang. Golbat evolves from Zubat. Meowstic evolves from Esper. Great Hall Net. Deoxys. Is that Deoxys? No. Deoxys. Ninetales. Angie Flouette. Crocodile. 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 And if you look at it, I mean, it's a crocodile with the mask on that a crook would wear in the old days, in the old movies. God. Crocodile. I'm telling you, I would have loved to have sat in. I would have loved to have sat in on some Pokemon when they were coming up with ideas for new Pokemon. I would have loved to have been in that room. Wow, sclerosis. Yeesh. Man. Like I said, if you've been watching me for years, you've seen me, when I'm not bashful. When I'm in the hospital, I'll take videos of me in the hospital. It's just, that's my life, what's going on. And you know, when you hear me talking and I say the truth, when somebody gets me upset, I let you know somebody gets me upset. Everything's not peaches and cream here. Uh, there's so many just wacky people. So when I watch other Pokemon people and they never talk about the wacky people that they run into, and I'm like, why are they hiding it? Why don't they just mention it? I mention it because I let you know what's going on in my life. When I'm in the hospital from a heart attack, if you were around, you knew I was in the hospital from a heart attack. Or when I had my kidney removed, you knew it. I wasn't trying to hide that. I'm in the hospital having a little fun. So, you know, life's not all peaches and cream, especially as you get to 74 years old. Oh man, they stole your Pokemon. Yikes. Kakuna Matata. Special red card. Avalug. What is this? Looks like an avalanche. This is the adversity policy, which I said, of course, was in my complaint department. Chespin. Delibird, a reverse holo. I'm not doing too well on this ETB. Yes, Avalug is what sunk the Titanic. How about people didn't know that the Titanic was a real story? They thought it was just a made-up movie. Chespin. Esper. Mareep. This is Chaos Rising. Minchino. Golisopod. Tauros. I mean, this is my first time seeing these cards. Garbodor. Emolga. Reverse holo was a reverse holo. Reverse holo of Xerneas. Crobat. And Energy. Let's see. I think I have to switch. I'm going to have so many of these cards. I'm taking these cards out of here and putting them into there and putting these cards into so when you hear me complaining about stuff, I'm not making it sound like it's all I can't get the one card out. Peaches and cream, because it's not. I'll never get it out. There's a point where you give up. I gave up. You know, you hear me say all the time how much work the channel is. The channel's a lot of work. I mean, I work 7 days a week, all sorts of weird. Somebody said one time I was actually answering messages at 3 o'clock in the morning, and somebody said, "What are you doing up at 3 o'clock?" I said, "I can't answer." You know how many messages I get a week? I get somewhere between 7,000 and 10,000 messages a week. I can't answer them all. I'd love to, but I can't. I don't have the physical time. There's just too many. I get so many. So I scan through them, and if I see something that I should address, I do. So this is the new giveaway. Just say 522 on any video or short. Yeah, it's a lot of mess. Like when I start a new giveaway, day number 1, I'll get 1,000 people enter. And then somebody will go, "I entered, but I didn't hear a response." I said, "Because I got to go through 1,000 messages first." You got to understand what goes on. It's not easy. Flaffy. Froakie. Here we go. This is the first. I haven't seen one of these. A Vulpix, which evolves into a Ninetales. This is my first Vulpix of this set. Weedle. Oh, I've not seen one of these. Sudowoodo. Angie Floette. I really haven't not had any hits. Delibird. This is a reverse holo of Skrelp. This is a reverse hollow of Grabador. Look what I just pulled. Mega Floette. And it's got 2 silver stars. It looks silver. Yeah, silver stars. So it's a art rare. It's a full art. Yeah, it's a nice card. Is it centered? Yep. Nice. I need to make a studio. This is way too small an area. I need to have a better backdrop. I need better lighting. The only place I have in here to make a studio is the basement. But I can make a really cool studio down in the basement with scary lighting and a nice backdrop. I can do it. I should do it. I really should. But again, part of the time. Time is it's so difficult. My nose is itching. It's so difficult to find the time you need. Sliggoo evolves from Gloomy. Quillfish. Remora. Emolga. Felipe. Galistopod, which evolves from Wimpod. Claydol evolves from Baltoy. Wait a minute. What is this? Huh. Where do you see this? It has 2 black stars. I've never seen 2 black stars. So this is the one I ripped just a minute ago, and this is the one that I just pulled, Mega Floette. And it's got 2 black stars. I don't think I've ever seen 2 black stars before. No, the regular EX would say RR, double rare. But it would say RR. Wouldn't it? I don't know. I have to do a little investigating into that. I got 2 more packs. Two black stars. I did not know that. Look at booklet for rarity. Very good. The booklet is right there, staring me in the face. Okay, we got Skrelp. Goomy. Donphan. Phantump. Avalug. AZ's Tranquility. Skuntank, which evolves from Stunky. These names, imagine, never mind. Imagine being sitting around stoned coming up with these names. Octillery. Tauros. Chestnut. Oh, I didn't know that. That they're double black stars are double rares. That's weird. One more drink. It's almost time. What time is it? 13 more minutes. You know how hard it is to do this for 2 hours? And then by the end of this, I'm exhausted. I really am. Surprised. It seems like it's something so easy, and it is not. And also one other thing, when you sign on at 5 minutes to 7, you don't know how many people are going to show up. So you're like, I hope somebody shows up. Anybody that hasn't seen this, to enter, this is my last time doing this. To enter the giveaway, just say 522. 522 on any 2 videos or shorts. And I'm going to give away all the stuff I ripped last week, which was all the cards, Tyranitar, Iono, Fletchinder, stuff like that. All the cards, they're all nice art rares or better. So I'll give away all of those. I like giving away art. I like art rares. I wish somebody would give. I give away a lot of cards. God. I'm very lucky. Okay, last pack. Chocolate chip cookies. Peanut butter chocolate chip. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Don Fan. Braxton. Skrelp. Wimpod. Avalug. AZ's Tranquility. Skuntank. Oh my. What is going on? Golbat. Wait till you see this. This is magical. Let me get a sleeve. Wow. Check this out. Double rare, 2 black stars. So that's Mega Floette. Ultra rare full art, 2 silver stars, Mega Floette. Special illustration rare, 2 gold stars, Mega Floette. This was a Mega Floette box. How cool is that, right? Wow. Is it centered? Yep. Go into PSA. Yeah, thank you, everybody. I hit 100 likes. I appreciate that, all of you. That's my rips for the night. Oh, boy. Wow. Who would think it'd be exhausting ripping cards and talking for 2 hours? Me. Let's see. Okay, let's keep that there. So we have 10 minutes, and I have 10 minutes. Does anybody have any questions or anything? 2 gold stars and 2 silvers. Yeah, quack, quack. Heavy D. Heavy D. Is Heavy D here? Oh, hey, Heavy D. I didn't see you. Come on. Coupon Lover. Coupon Lover had stickers, I think, coming their way. I think. It's hard to remember. I sent out a lot of stuff today. Oh, and something else I didn't realize. Watch this. I didn't realize this till today. I mean, it's so weird when you find stuff out that you don't know. I did not know this. I had seen these so many times, and I did not know this. So we have Flareon, Espeon, and Glaceon. These are stickers. Well, here we have Umbreon, Eevee, and Leafeon. And here we have Sylveon, Vaporeon, and Jolteon. I didn't realize there were 3 different sets till today. So when I sent out stickers, I made sure that whoever got these stickers got all 3 sets. And there were others. I was sending out, I got a whole bunch of these the other day. Those kind of stickers. A whole bunch. And there's 3 different animals, 3 different Pokemon that have that kind of sticker. The average person that got a sticker, I probably sent probably about 12 to 15 stickers to. Send me an email there, Celtic Star. Send me an email and tell me that. GrampyBeast@gmail.com. GrampyBeast@gmail.com. So send me an email to there and tell me that you're missing that one, and I'll send it to you. No, it doesn't ring a bell. About an email about ETB sleeves. Send it to me again. I get a lot of emails too. And see, the problem I get with emails is I have to make sure, because all my emails, well, most of my emails are for people with getting stuff in the mail. So I have to be very careful how I handle my emails. But I don't remember about ETB sleeves. So, you know, I'll be, send me that email again and I'll address it and see what it is. So I got 6 minutes left. I am literally exhausted. Oh, you mean like these sleeves that I just got out of the ETB? Or these sleeves came from the Japanese box I opened a couple weeks ago. But I have many more sleeves in the armoire here. I have a lot of sleeves. Can't use those to send them to PSA because PSA does not want those. No, I never played any of these games. No. Okay. This goes back, ripping cards goes back way to the 90s. Welcome. Back in the 90s, I used to bring cards to a place called the Tomorrow's Children's Institute and give them to kids with cancer. Just give them packs of cards. A lot. I would bring in boxes, but that's when cards were, you'd buy a box of cards for $10. So I'd bring them in to visit the kids with cancer and just give them 4 to 6 packs each. Here you go. Just have a nice, you have cancer. Here you go. So then I started bringing hockey players and football players by, and I would bring New Jersey Devils and New York Giants by to visit the kids in the cancer center. It's a long story. You might have heard my New York Giants story, that one day I said to Stacy Dillard, was a Giant for 5 years, a defensive lineman. And I said, Stacy, can you come visit the kids again with me in the tomorrow's? She said, sure. Can I bring another player? I said, sure. So he brought William Roberts, a lineman, offensive line. So I'm walking down the hallway. I got Stacy Dillard on one side and William Roberts on the other. Now I'm 6'3", 290. He's 6'5", 330. He's 6'6", 330. And I'm walking in between them. And it's the first time in my life I said, Jesus, I'm little. But they have these high waists. They have these long legs. Their waists are up around my chest. It's like weird. I have such short legs for a tall person. So me and 2 football players, and it's obvious who they are. So we walk into a room and there's a table and a bed in front of us, but it's not facing us. It's facing left to right. The head's on the left. His feet are on the right. On the other side of the bed is she's an African-American woman. It's an African-American kid. He's 18 years old or 19 years old in bed. And he hears somebody, and she's standing there, I guess, looking at him, talking to him. And he has this look on his face of death. I mean, it's really a bad look. Think about it. He's got cancer. And he looks over at us at the door and sees two football players, and his face just lights up. It's like, holy. And these guys sat on his bed with him, William Robertson, Stacy Dillard, and talked to him for a half hour. And this is such a sad story. His name is Josh Favor. He got an award for the town he was in. He went into a house that was on fire and rescued two kids as a teenager. So his mother is Luella. So these players are sitting on the bed talking to him. He had a Division I scholarship, but because he had this huge tumor in his chest, they pulled the scholarship. He had this operation to get it out. And his mother comes over to me and goes, "Who are you?" Me, I'm just standing there. I said, "Well, I'm nobody. I'm just the Cub Master. And we have like responsibilities to do things for the community as a Cub Master. So this is what I do. I bring football players and hockey players by to visit kids that are ill." And she goes, "Well, I want to thank you. He's been in here for 6 weeks, and this is the first time he smiled in the last 6 weeks." How heavy of a statement is that? So that's how I got into cards, giving cards to kids, and then giving cards to kids turned into ripping cards. And so if you look at some of my shorts just recently, I put on a short of a kid in Las Vegas, winning a Charizard. I give him the Pokemon challenge. Come on, anybody can win. It's the simplest thing. And just watch that video and you see me, what I do. Like, I'll go to a kid, I'll show him a card, and he'll guess who it is, and I'll go, "They're wrong." And I go, "Eh." And the parents laugh. It's so much fun. I have the greatest time. But they always win. I always end up giving them a card. Or I would go down below. There's boxes over there. Go take any 10 cards you want. And they just go over there and you go through the cards, and they pick out 10 cards. And I don't ask what their religion is, what their ethnicity is, what their politics are. I don't care. You want Pokemon cards? Go take 10 of them. No, this is about Pokemon. This is not about anything else. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So that's been the fun of my life. So that's how I got into giving cards away, ripping cards and giving them away. And I said, I wanted to have a channel. My goal, honestly, is to get big enough where I could start getting hockey players and football players by again to start visiting kids in the hospitals with me. I want to get to 100,000 subscribers. That's my first goal, is to get to 100. First, I got to get to 50. I'm at 40, almost 42 right now. I got to get to 50. Then I can get to 100. But it's not easy, man. You think it is not easy. And I work. And then a complaint comes into the complaint department, as you all know, which has been disbanded, and goes over to the removal department for processing. Yeah, you work on 100, I work on 100K. And you know what? There's people working on 100 million. Oh my God. So yeah, it's a long process. It's a big job. You got to have fun doing it, because YouTube tells me one of the biggest factors they have is burnout. People burn out and stop doing it. And I just got to stay healthy. That's my main problem, is health. Can I stay healthy and do this? We will find out. So it's 9:02. Just send in that info to join the giveaway, 522. And I'll give you 10 more minutes. And I'll give away the cards that I ripped last week. The Ono, the Tyranitar, all the cards I ripped, they were nice. They were all art rares or better. So I'll be giving away half a dozen of those. So thank you very much for watching me. I only did one this week, and this is actually very tiring. It's actually an exhausting thing to do. I am very tired right now. I have these reclining chairs right here. This is a reclining rocking chair. Look at that. If I sat in that right now, in 5 minutes, I'd be asleep. So all of you have a nice Memorial Day. I love you guys, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. And good luck on this Crown Zenith giveaway, man. Good luck. It's a biggie. There's a lot of people in it already. I'm approaching 3,000 entries in 1 week. So take care, everybody. Enjoyed having you here. Thank you.